Today's topic, right? Hire smarter, not later, knowing exactly when and who to bring on next. And so we touched on it earlier. So a little bit about me. I'm the founder of Design Source Media, which is a web agency, and the founder of DSM Talent, where we help other agency owners find talent and staff talent in the Philippines. I've been running my agency for over 14 years now. Currently lead a team of 21 and a husband, father of four young, beautiful kids. So I want you to think of it this way. Just it's not like dollar perfect, the exact amount, but just want to kind of give you an idea of the different phases, there's different stages. Most people start at solo, right? So the solo, it might be like one to three people. There are MRRs around zero to $10,000 a month. And then they move up to boutique type agency. And quite a few agencies are like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. I make enough to make a living, pay my bills, take care of my family. I'm gonna stay at boutique. All right, cool. Good for you. You still need help, but and also if there's any bad rainy days, then you're gonna struggle a little bit more than the larger organizations, right? But still, if you build it's still pretty stable. But if you want to get out of boutique, having a boutique agency, you want to make it scalable, then you move into the 40 to $150,000 a month, right? And then after that, you start hitting enterprise, right? So a lot of agency owners, or some, may have come from the enterprise or the scalable side, right? And they start off as solo. The strategy for each of the stages are different. So don't try to apply the stages of enterprise to solo because you're going to go broke, right? The enterprise, the corporations, they have millions, billions to throw at it, right? Like marketing and all these tools. So they're like this giant whale, and you're a solo, or maybe you have two, three other people helping you out, maybe part-timers. And if you start trying to hire, you don't have the enterprise budget. So you got to work with what you have, right? So the moment you try to become the enterprise with and skipping boutique and scalable, you're gonna be a world of hurt. Okay. So steps. These are steps. And also, last thing, you might not even want to be an enterprise, right? You might be happy at boutique or scalable, right? So it's a whole different business approach that you're growing your agency towards. So think about which stage you're in, right? And so these are most agency owners are technicians in a fit of entrepreneurial seizure, okay? If you're in solo, then you want to protect your sales and delivery before building layers. If you're boutique, you start handing off repeatable tasks before the quality drops. Right? And if you're in scalable, then replace founder heroics with managers and systems. Right? So tell me, right? And feel free to drop it in chat. And I want you to think about the times now where it's so you're saying scalable, but it's not scalable, but with me doing 90% of the work, right? That's one of the cases here, right? Are you trying to do founder heroics, right? I was one of them. I'm like, oh man, no one can do this better than I can. And I grinded and grinded. I was putting in 16-hour days. I was doing sales, marketing, and of course at night I would do the actual operations of production, the delivery of the service. And I burnt out, right? And before that, it was obvious quality drops. Right. And unfortunately, sometimes you don't know the quality drops until the clients start dropping, right? And I don't want that to happen to anyone else. I've been doing this for 14 years. I've seen it all. So these are some of the things where if you're here, there's a high likelihood that your quality may start dropping as you increase your sales. And if your quality is not dropping, or you're not addressing that by building better systems and hiring the right talent, then chances are you probably don't have enough sales. Okay. You're not growing fast enough or hard enough. So that doesn't even become a problem. And so you're keeping yourself inside the boutique group. And that's okay too. I'm not judging. So you want to stay in boutique, then stay in boutique, right? But if you want to scale, you want to get out of boutique, then you need to push harder on the marketing and sales. But also, without the wheels flying off, you have help. right? And help being in the systems. It could be also in supplementing with AI, and then of course human resources, right? People that you've been training and you can rely and you can trust. Now, here are the three signs to hire. Right? Do not wait until burnout. By then, you are too tired to train anyone well. Right? If you've ever experienced burnout, it sucks. Right? I don't wish this upon my worst enemy. There are times where everyone experiences burnout a little bit different, but usually it feels like this. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. You're not excited anymore. You're like, hey, what? And you start questioning, like, why did I do this? You know, that corporate job seems so much easier and better. And oh, they can just clock out. I can't clock out. It's always on. And then maybe your spouse starts yelling at you. You're like, hey, what's going on? How come you're not there? You're not engaged, right? You're not present. And so those are like things, symptoms of burnout. So three signs, 80% rule. You spend 80% of your time on $28 hour tasks instead of $200 per hour tasks, right? The referral ceiling, you have more leads than you can onboard without quality slipping. And then the hero syndrome, right? Every client needs you specifically. They have you on speed dial. That is not a business yet. It is just a stressful job, right? So our goal here, and my goal is to help you not create another job for yourself, right? We started our business, we joined AgencyU so we can build a business so we don't have to work another job, but build a business. So maybe eventually we can relax a bit, right? And everyone's mission and vision are a little different, but for me, it's okay, I want to make the world a better place. And how can I do that? It's through the vehicle of my organizations. So the first three hires for a boutique agency, right? Admin, general VA, it gives you immediately 10 to 15 hours a week by owning the CRM, invoicing, outreach, and calendar work. A delivery specialist, editor, buyer, designer. It takes craft off your hands. Do not hire a mini me, hire technical execution strength. And then project shepherd, the project manager, customer success manager moves tasks through Smart Suite or project management tool. Smart Suite is what we use. Protects deadlines and keeps clients updated. I would say it does go left to right. So usually what I recommend is an executive assistant first, if this is your absolute first hire, because those are your $20 tasks, not $200 tasks. Because as you move to the right, they get more and more expensive, right? Think about the media buyers. They're going to be more expensive than your executive assistant. So you want to take and free up your time as much as possible so you can take that experience in your head and your knowledge and your expertise and your context and you put it on paper, right? You put it on your SOPs, you start building systems, and then you start having editors and buyers and your technical staff start implementing. And you're now, because you're freed, remember, you got 10 to 15 hours back from your assistant. You take the time to listen and audit and make sure your brand stays on brand. Okay. And then finally, you have so many customers that it's hard to keep track. Usually it's depending on how much work per customer, but I would say general ballpark, maybe 15, 20 customers now. Especially the really white glove type service, you're probably cap off at 15 to 20. At that point, you're going to start dropping the ball. So you definitely want to have a customer success manager at that point. Okay. So I hope this helps. I try my best not to just give you guys fluff and just give you a little more tactical advice. But the problem with some of the technical advice is that every agency is going to be a little different. So if there's certain unique cases, please feel free, ask me, put it in chat so I can help you. Okay. And then a little note, and with a Philippines model, one salary can often become a small pod instead of one helper. So that's basically in business, and you can see the most successful people, right? Let's just say wealthiest people, right? It's look at Jeff Bezos, right? Or the Bill Gates or Elon's or the Zuckerbergs, right? You may not like them as a person, but you can't argue that they're not successful, right? But you wouldn't see them from this is one extreme to another, managing their own schedules or working on designing their own products. They have whole teams of doing that now, right? And so it's about leverage. You want to leverage and maximize the most valuable resource that you have is time. It's not money, it's time. So you leverage your time so you can do more with the limited time that you have. Okay. So move from craft to system, stop hiring people, start hiring roles, right? Define the repeatable output before you delegate it. Use a role blueprint to align duties with strategic goals. And then if you explain it twice, then record it on Loom or some sort of video recording tool and put it in the SOP library. You don't even think about it. Just, oh yeah, this is my second or third time doing it. I'm going to turn on my recording and I'm going to record it and then it'll be documented. So the craft is the founder personally saves quality, right? The role is a clear owner manages the repeatable outcome, but then if you have a system, an integrator ensures that the team follows the methods that you've built or the organization has built. And so this is the cost if you keep delaying, right? Wait and see, right? Easy 5K a month. Like the client you did not have time to pitch. I've done that. I lost so many sales because I was late to the game. Like an email came in. Oh, hey Dave, I'm interested in this new website or new project, right? Can you give me, do you have time? And then I'm busy doing other things and I get back to them, let's say 3 days later or 2 days later. Like, oh, sorry, I found someone else. That's easy 5K right there. Churn, right? The existing client who left and got neglected and left out. I remember I had a client, he was like in his 70s, 60s and 70s. And back then, this was like 8 years ago. Unfortunately, he's not around anymore. He called me one time. He said, "Hey Dave, I want to know what's going on, right? What you're doing for the website maintenance. And I would like to see an email because back then I didn't do newsletters whatsoever. And I want to know." I was like, "Oh, okay." Back then I was like really busy but he basically set it straight for me is if I don't know what's going on, then I don't see the value in what you're doing. So ever since then, I always go back to this. We have to do some sort of monthly update to our customer. And usually the channel is emails. So have a monthly newsletter, bare minimum, non-negotiable. The clients need to know what's going on, where we exist, and how we're helping them, how we're continuously providing value. But if you're alone, if you're going solo, even if you're a boutique and you're too busy for that, your churn's gonna get a hit. Customers are gonna start dropping because you're not top of mind. And then burnout, experienced plenty of that. And then here's the paradox, right? You're waiting for the perfect stability usually prevents stability from ever happening. You keep doing what you're doing, you're thinking like, hey, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. Chances are it's not gonna get better. Gas prices are gonna go up. The world's gonna change. AI is gonna take over, right? I don't want to give you trauma here, right? And I want you to be able to sleep at night, but don't sit, wait and see, attack the problem, right? What is the issue right now? Are you losing customers? Are you dropping the ball? Are you missing sales calls? Or what are that? What is it? Look, evaluate your systems, evaluate how your deliverables, right? Definitely go through the AgencyU modules. And then if it makes sense, bring on additional help. And hiring too late is more expensive than hiring too early. So here's the decision matrix, right? If you feel this, hire this, right? You are buried in admin work. That's easy. Hire an EA, hire an executive assistant to protect your calendar. Delivery is a bottleneck, right? Hire a technical specialist who is better at the craft than you, right? Like the media buyers, the video editors, and so forth. Every project runs through you. Hire a CSM to own handoffs and deadlines. And then quality drops as leads increase. Right? Again, that's another CSM role to protect the client experience. Right? But usually it happens in this order. You go admin, technical, and then CSM. It's very rare that you go CSM and then you bring on your EA and technical assistant, technical specialist. Okay. And just for references, these are some of the books that I've referenced, some of the information. So I highly recommend when you get a chance, I know everyone's busy, just go buy the audiobook while you're driving, while you're doing chores at home, whatever you're doing, right? Listen and read these types of books. It'll help you restructure your organization too. Anyways, thank you for being here and thank you for asking all the questions. Um, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. If you have any other questions or you want to reach out, feel free. You can DM me in Agency U. And everyone take care. And I hope I see everyone next week on Friday.